Hey, Wonder Warriors, we're going to talk about tackling the frustration monster. So sometimes we get frustrated, whether we're a kid or a grown up. It's part of life. And if we handle it the right way, life will be okay. So sometimes I get frustrated if I make a mistake, somebody doesn't understand me. And I'd like to know what frustrates you. But if we can't solve the problem quickly, we might start to have tense muscles, or our jaw is kind of clenched down hard. Our heartbeat is racing, going faster than normal. Maybe we want to quit. We're just overwhelmed. And sometimes we might even feel stuck when we get frustrated. And what we should do, I'd like you guys to say the word stop. And there are four letters in stop: STOP. So each letter, we take the first letter and it's the first letter of what we're supposed to do. So S, stop. If you start to get frustrated, just stop for a minute. Take a deep breath, is what the T stands for. Take a slow breath. And we have to use the O for observe. Look at things around you. What exactly is going on? What happened? Did somebody do it on purpose? Are we safe? And also ask yourself, what do I need right now? It is okay to need something. Once we know what we need, we can fix the problem. Maybe we need help. Maybe we just need a hug. Maybe we need to be understood. And there are ways to communicate that. And the final letter is the letter P, which means proceed wisely. Move forward with your well thought out action plan. And we just choose our next action. How we choose what to do can affect the outcome. And we want to have the best outcomes in life. So there's also something called the emotional thermometer. And it's kind of like how we gauge the temperature. How frustrated are we? How angry are we? When we start getting to the top, like we feel like we're going to explode or boil over, we need action. Sometimes we might need help. And that's when we need our toolkit. So if you are nice and calm, you got the green light. You can go ahead, do what you want to do, follow your plan, as long as it's what we're allowed to do. But when we start to have a yellow light, that's when our emotional thermometer is like 4, 5, or 6. We're starting to get a little heated, a little agitated or frustrated, maybe even angry. But when we are at the 7, 8, we're getting closer to the top. We are very emotional. Maybe we're yelling, throwing things, acting the ways that we shouldn't act. Now, if we are at the red light, we need to slow down. That's a 9 or 10. And we want to slow down before we react, because if we don't, we could get in trouble. We might break things. We might even hurt other people's feelings. So I'd like you guys to let me know what helps you go from an 8 back down to a 5, to our yellow light. We're like, I'm not quite sure how to proceed yet, but that's a little step closer to being calm. Once we get closer to being calm, it's easier to achieve calmness. So we can have a healthy coping skills toolbox. And some of the things we can do are listen to music, take a walk, make sure you let a grown up know or ask permission. But we can also draw or paint, read a book. Sometimes that can kind of take us away to a different land. If you like to read about outer space, or maybe cave exploration, or about being a horseback rider, whatever it is that you enjoy reading about, can take a break from what's going on. Also, play a sport or even just practice. You can spend time with a pet. There's a lot of people who find a lot of comfort and joy in an animal. I have a dog. Her name is Dixie. She's one of my very best friends. So sometimes when I'm a little sad or frustrated, I spend some time with her and I like to play with her. We can also journal, write down what you're feeling. And one thing that can be good is just take a break from the situation, maybe play a game if you have brothers and sisters, maybe mom and dad or grandma can help you. Whoever it is that is available, ask them, hey, can we play a game? Sometimes you can create your own or you can do a puzzle. And that's what's really good when you build your box, your treasure box. You can get those little tiny puzzles that they have a lot of times at the Dollar Tree, or you can get them pretty cheap. You can put some puzzles in there. You can even do crossword puzzles. And if you guys request one, I can make a crossword puzzle for you. So let me know if you need one of those. Also, drink water. Sometimes we might just need a healthy snack because maybe, have you ever heard the word hangry, where you're hungry and angry mixed in? Sometimes, if we're hungry, uh, we might need to calm down with a little something. But the red light versus green light coping skills. So the green light, this is a good coping skill. This is something that is helpful for us. We talked about the deep breathing, also tracing our finger one, two, where we breathe in and out, and trace your finger. Also, as you feel your nerves, uh, that can help ground you too. Also, talking to someone. If you guys want to record a message to me, I will reply to it. You can talk to a grown up or a friend. And what's really nice is we have FaceTime, Zoom calls. So if we want to talk to our aunt or uncle or somebody that we're missing, all we have to do is ask, and maybe we can find a time to do that. Stretching is really good, and any hobbies, whether it's sewing or cooking or painting. There's a lot of different hobbies, different sports that we can practice for, and even just taking a break can help calm us down. Now, the red light, guys, this is what makes things worse. When we start yelling at people, our body wants to get rid of the anger, so it comes out in our words and a lot of energy, but it's not really controlled. And we might say things that aren't kind, things that might get us in trouble more. We definitely don't want to break things. For one thing, that can hurt us back. If we throw something, maybe something will go up onto our body and cut us. So we definitely want to be careful. We also don't want to break maybe our favorite toy or somebody else's favorite item, just gets us in trouble. I don't like to be in trouble. I think it's a lot easier to have a good life when we follow a couple rules so we don't get in trouble. Also, be careful. Some people will post angry messages online, but the secret about online, it's forever. Even if you delete it, it's already out there. You can't get that back. So other people can find it. So when you grow up to be older and let's say you go get a job, somebody might find your angry message from when you were a kid. And if you say the wrong thing, you can be in trouble years later. So definitely watch your words. Also, staying up all night replaying problems. That is a red light. Let's not do that. When we stay up and keep thinking about it and thinking about it, we start getting more angry. And we might start thinking of some mean ways to get revenge. So it's best to handle the situation right away. And we don't want to take our frustrations out on others. We can tell them we're frustrated. We can ask them for help or for space. But we have to remember that we're the ones that's frustrated. And to make their life miserable isn't going to make the situation better. So we want others to give us a good life, and we got to remember to give them a good life too. So we talked about the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding, and we're going to talk about it again. 5 things you can see, 4 things you can feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. And we also do a shoulder reset, splash some cold water on our face. And once you try those, I'd like to know which one helps the most. And we have a challenge. All right, so let's think about this. You just had an argument with a friend. We can take a walk. We can calm down first and then talk it through. What would be the best thing for you to do? Let's think about it. You had an argument with a friend. Should we just go for a walk or should we calm down first and talk it through? Now, this is why I like to calm down first and then talk it through. If we go for a walk, sometimes we're thinking about it. Sometimes we're still angry or hurt. If we can talk to our friend and say, I'm sorry, or you hurt my feelings, or that was mean, or I needed your help, if we can talk about it, the people that care about us are going to try to help us find a solution. Now, if you are overwhelmed with homework, some teachers give a lot of homework. What we can do is realize it's a lot of homework. Let's just do a little bit at a time. You don't have to worry about the whole thing. Take a page or two, worry about that. And then you take another page or two. And as you're doing that, you're getting more and more of it done. It doesn't seem as overwhelming when we just know that we have to do one or two pages first. So also, there are times that maybe we didn't get chosen. Maybe we went out to join a team, whether it's cheerleading or football, maybe baseball, even in gym class sometimes. Maybe we didn't get picked. That kind of hurts our feelings sometimes. But these are some possible tools for when your feelings are hurt. Talk to someone, journal, write down your feelings, or make a plan to improve. So if you didn't make the team, maybe get better at throwing or batting or cheer, work on your jumps, and just keep getting better. So sometimes when somebody says that wasn't good, I'll tell you what, if you practice, you're just going to keep getting better and better and better. It's going to feel good as you get stronger and better to have more self confidence in yourself. Now, let's say you are nervous before you have to talk or give a presentation at school or even go in front of other people. We had those tools that we talked about, the deep breathing, positive self talk, and also practice. So, the positive self talk, say kind things about yourself, and also remember the power of yet. I can't do it yet. And that word yet makes all the difference in the world. I can't get a home run yet. So anytime you're feeling frustrated, use the word yet. When you're a kid, I can't drive and I want to go to my friend's house. I can't drive yet. As you get older, you're going to have more and more opportunity to do things by yourself. Also, we need to do the positive self talk where we give ourselves some kind words. So we don't want to say, I'm terrible at this. We can just say, I'm still learning because we can't know everything. And it does take time to get good at something. So never say you're terrible. Always say, I'm still learning. And if you have a tendency to say, I always mess things up, I never do anything right. Instead of saying that, we have to say, everyone makes mistakes. Can you say that for me right now? Everyone makes mistakes. Even I make mistakes. And if you are wanting to say, I'll never figure this out, well, I'll tell you what, there are times that it does take longer than expected to get to the right answer. And sometimes we just need to learn. Sometimes we just need to take it a step at a time. Or sometimes we need to ask somebody, can you show me how to do this? And that's how we learn. So we don't always have to do things by ourselves. Now, I would like you guys to let me know when you start feeling overwhelmed, what you usually do. Sometimes I used to cry, but that doesn't solve the problem. It's okay to cry for a little bit if you need to, but um, it's good to realize some coping skills. And I want you to remember three coping skills that we've talked about. One, trusted friend or adult that you can talk to. And this is your personal calm plan. So I want you to write down what happens. How do you know when you're going into feeling like you're overwhelmed? Write it down. I usually start um, throwing things. I usually start yelling. I usually start crying. And that's so we know what our body is trying to tell us. It's trying to tell us we need something. So, all right. So give me a thumbs up for yes or a thumbs down for no. Strong emotions last forever. True or false? Well, if you said false, you're right. Because emotions become less and less strong as time goes by. So if you're super angry right now, when you take these breaths and do your little exercises, that gets you back to feeling calm a lot quicker. So we don't want to stay in the negative emotions. They're not going to last forever, but we can help the good emotions come back. Now, yes or no, true or false, everyone experiences frustration sometimes. So good. Yes, it is true. Even grown-ups get frustrated. And yes or no, true or false, deep breathing can help calm our body's nervous response. Yes or no, will that help calm our heart rate, stop us from sweating so much if we're having a real hard time? Can that help stop crying? Yeah, the deep breathing gets our body back to being even and regulated. So, yes or no, can we control every emotion that we have? Well, sometimes these emotions just pop out of nowhere. Sometimes we're trying to have a good day and all of a sudden we feel sad. That's kind of normal. But what do we do once we feel sad? I know for me, I like to put on music and dance, but it is okay for different people to act differently in the same situation. Yes or no? Yeah, we all react differently. There are more than one answers. So you are different than other people. The same and different. There are things that are the same and things that are different. So maybe your needs are different. But what I want you to do today is you should have your treasure box toolkit and you should have it maybe with some coloring supplies, some Play-Doh, little games, little fidget toys that you can go to. But also, I want you to tell me one thing that you learned today, one coping skill that you want to try. Do you want to do the stop and take time to reflect and observe and figure out the best answer? Um, and then one way we can support a friend who's having a hard day. So if you guys want to share in the classroom, I would love to read your responses and I will definitely answer them. We have to remember every feeling, there's a reason for it. And we don't have to be happy all the time. It's normal to feel sad sometimes. So the more you will practice healthy coping skills, the stronger they become. Life becomes easier. So we have to remember our big feelings, they're not bad. But if we don't handle them right, we could get in trouble. But if we handle them the right way, when we talk to people, a lot of times that brings us closer. So the next time we need them, they love us more and more every day. So it becomes easier to talk to them. So I hope that was helpful. And I can't wait to see some of the responses that you guys have had. Also, if you did any coloring, I should add some coloring sheets for you guys. Coloring is great. And if you print those off, maybe you can put them in your treasure box for when you need some coping skills. And also put on a smile. Look in the mirror, do silly faces, and make yourself laugh. Life is meant to enjoy. I'll see you soon, guys. Thanks so much.